Have you noticed how planning a Caribbean trip suddenly feels more expensive than it used to? Like every time you check prices, something that looked affordable last year now feels completely out of reach? What if the island you're dreaming about isn't actually cheap anymore? And what if you're about to spend thousands of dollars on a vacation that doesn't deliver the value you expected? Because here's the reality: in 2026, many of the so-called budget Caribbean destinations have quietly become expensive, and travelers are only realizing it after they book. That's exactly why this video is called as 7 Caribbean Islands that are still cheap in 2026, because the word still matters more than ever right now. These are the places where your money can still stretch further, where beaches are just as beautiful, and where smart travelers are quietly booking trips before prices rise again. And the first destination on this list proves that you don't have to give up your Caribbean dream. You just need to choose the right island. Most travelers automatically think of big resort areas when they plan a Caribbean vacation. But here's where many people make their first expensive mistake. They choose the most popular destination without realizing prices there have quietly doubled in recent years. That's why experienced travelers are starting to shift their attention to places like Puerto Plata, a classic beach destination that may not get as much hype as newer resort towns, but still delivers the same sunshine, beaches, and all-inclusive experience for noticeably less money. The surprising part is that you can still find comfortable beachfront resorts here at prices that feel almost outdated compared to the rest of the Caribbean, which makes it one of the safest choices if you want a real resort vacation without draining your travel budget. And if you think this value sounds impressive, wait until you see the next destination, because it proves you don't even need to stay in the most famous city on an island to get a better experience for less money. Here's something most travelers don't realize until it's too late. Staying in the most famous city on an island is often the fastest way to overspend. And that's exactly what's happening right now in places like San Juan. Prices there have climbed so quickly that many visitors are starting to look elsewhere. And that's where Rincon comes in, a laid-back beach town on the western side of Puerto Rico that feels quieter, more relaxed, and surprisingly more affordable than the big city. What makes this place especially appealing is how easy the trip feels. You still get beautiful beaches, great food, and a true Caribbean atmosphere, but without the crowds, noise, and inflated prices that come with popular urban destinations. It's the kind of place where travelers arrive expecting something simple and end up realizing they've discovered one of the smartest value spots in the region. And if you think this destination offers great value, the next island might surprise you even more, because it delivers the same upscale Caribbean vibe as some of the most expensive islands, but at a fraction of the price. A lot of travelers assume that if an island looks luxurious, it must come with a luxury price tag, and that belief alone causes people to skip some of the best value destinations in the Caribbean. That's exactly the case with Curacao, an island that offers the same colorful streets, crystal clear water, and polished European-style charm you'd expect from much more expensive destinations, but without the extreme hotel prices that have taken over many popular islands in recent years. What makes this place especially appealing is that it feels vibrant and upscale while still being practical for travelers who care about value, walkability, and authentic local experiences instead of overpriced resort zones. It's the kind of destination where visitors often arrive expecting to spend more, only to realize their money stretches much further than they imagined. But if you're someone who cares more about peaceful beaches, nature, and incredibly clear water than nightlife or busy resorts, the next island on this list might be an even better fit for you. Now here's where a lot of travelers get it wrong. They assume that cheaper destinations must feel crowded, commercial, or less impressive, but that's not always true. In fact, places like Bonaire prove the opposite, because instead of focusing on big resorts and nightlife, this island is all about calm beaches, incredibly clear water, and a slower, more relaxed experience that many travelers actually prefer once they get there. What keeps prices reasonable here is exactly what makes it special. Fewer crowds, less overdevelopment, and a focus on nature rather than mass tourism. It's especially popular for snorkeling and diving, but even if you're not into that, the peaceful atmosphere alone makes it feel like a completely different kind of Caribbean escape. And just when you think a quiet island like this will be the best value you'll find, the next destination changes the perspective again, because it looks and feels far more upscale than you'd expect at its price point. Now this is where things start to get really interesting, because most people assume that if an island feels upscale and less crowded, it automatically comes with high prices. But that's not always true. St. Kitts is one of those places that looks and feels like a luxury Caribbean destination, with lush green landscapes, calm beaches, and a more refined atmosphere. Yet when you actually check the prices, they're often surprisingly reasonable compared to other islands with a similar vibe. And this is exactly why many travelers overlook it. They assume it's out of their budget without even checking. But the reality is, you can stay close to high-end resorts, enjoy the same beaches, the same views, and the same overall experience, while spending significantly less than you would on more famous islands. And just when you think you've seen the best value options already, the next destination shifts the strategy completely. Because instead of choosing a cheaper island, it's about choosing a smarter location within one of the most popular Caribbean regions. Here's a mistake that costs travelers hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars without them realizing it. They choose the most famous area in a destination instead of the smartest one. That's exactly what happens in Cancun, where many visitors book expensive resorts in isolated hotel zones, thinking they're getting the best experience. But experienced travelers often do the opposite. They stay in Playa del Carmen, a more flexible, walkable beach town that gives you the same Caribbean water, the same sunshine, and easy access to everything, but at a much lower overall cost. What makes this place stand out is not just the cheaper hotels, but how much control you have over your budget. You're not locked into overpriced resort dining, and you can explore local restaurants, beaches, and activities without constantly overspending. It's a completely different way to experience the Caribbean, and for many people, it ends up feeling more authentic and less restrictive. But if you're someone who still wants that full resort-style experience with everything included, the final destination on this list might be the most surprising value of all. Now, if your idea of a Caribbean vacation is getting the absolute most for your money, large resorts, multiple restaurants, private beaches, and that full all-inclusive experience, this is where things come together in a way most travelers don't expect. Because while many people still focus on expensive hotel zones, places like the Riviera Maya quietly offer some of the best overall value in the entire region, especially if you're looking at what you actually get for the price. Here, you'll find massive, well-designed resorts that feel like complete vacation environments, often with more space, more amenities, and more variety than what you'd get in higher-priced destinations. And the surprising part is, when you compare everything included, from food to activities to beachfront access, the overall cost often feels far more reasonable than piecing everything together separately on other islands. So if you've been worried that a Caribbean trip in 2026 might be out of reach, the reality is a bit different. It's not about giving up the idea, it's about choosing smarter. Because the right destination doesn't just save you money, it completely changes how your trip feels.